guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Christian and I'm with Undike, and today it's another great unboxing video. If you have seen the last video, you heard a ton of new things, and one new thing on my little homestead here in New Jersey is the Hatching Time CT180SH. What does that all stand for? We're gonna find out. I know SH stands for setter and hatcher. 180 is kind of the size, how many eggs you fit in there. And so let's unbox it. The first little box on top has those lovely Quail rail in them. And as you can see in the front of I have a little desk over there. You see already, I loaded them up already. I couldn't help myself. I couldn't wait until I start recording. I loaded up the eggs. I have some salad in there, some jumbo brown there, and a little color variation. Hatching out here for my local meat production, as well as growing the flock. As you know from the other videos, I am doing a lot of improvements to my quail setup here. As it's busy season, and in general I just need more eggs, and after that disaster last summer where I lost my entire flock due to predator issues, I really want to get things right this time. In general, a lot of people in our network right now are growing the setups or just doing improvements, so this little thingy there, a lot of people are using. Now I got a dummy training for it, but I want to show you today how I unbox it. It's gonna be fun. I'm alone right now, and yeah, and how I set it up. I'm here in my basement. Excuse the mess, but you know, you make use of every space for your equipment, for your homestead, and this is a very stable room in regards to temperature, winter or summer. It has a pretty stable and temperature in here. No drafts. I have control over it. Yeah, so that's where I want to set it up for now. Okay, let's get it unpacked and see what's in the box. Okay, we got here, what does it say? Humisonic. An unboxing video of unboxing more boxes. Let's see. Okay, so this seems to be a charger. Okay, like that. Wait, another box with that device called HMS CO1 from Humisonic. So I think, if I'm not wrong, that's the vaporizer, which I think so. We'll find out. Anyway, I have to read the menu. I've never assembled one. Here we go. What else we got in here? Another box with that's the Conturn AC adapter. It comes with the European adapter here as well. Handy on my next vacation when I go back to my homeland. But here is the US adapter, so that's handy dandy. Yeah, you can use that stuff everywhere, right? Okay, so these are the two power sinks. I'm gonna set them somewhere where I find them again. So let's place them here. Power goes to power, and as you can see, I have here a little backup power as well. I get to that later. Okay, that's trash adapter. Here we go. Okay, now let's see how well is that packed. It's really well packed for shipping. That I can tell. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Okay, next thing in the box before I get to really unbox the whole thing is the manual. I got a dummy course from Yagi's Hatching Time, so but I still gonna look in there, that's for sure, to see how I have to assemble everything and get it ready for my first run. It gives you here a little bit of capacity, as I mentioned, 180. Yeah, that's measured. The 180 indicates it's 180 chicken eggs. As the quail people know, quail eggs are smaller, and there is those inserts, the quail racks, and so you can have way more Quail eggs in there. It says here 468 with a little asterisk here on top. Yeah, we're gonna find out with my eggs. I have them all lined up here. You're gonna find out. But yeah, it says here a lot about the humisonic reservoir, how to set that up. Well, let's do the unboxing first. We get to the things later. Okay, now how are we gonna do that? Gonna try not to break it. I'm gonna start from the bottom. Sometimes makes sense, right? Oh. Did it make sense? We'll find out. Yeah, not so smart. Not so smart. Ah, yeah. It would help if you are two people, but I guess one person can do it as well. I just want to make sure I don't scratch it, so it's good that I won't cup it. Ay, ay, ay. Do. That's coming up. Okay. Push that to the side. Didn't want to push it into the camera there either, the whole box, so bear with me. Ooh. Isn't it a lovely box? Great big box for the homestead. I know, just kidding. That goes in the garden, I guess. Keeps the weeds down. Okay. I'm not always the biggest fan of this kind of packaging material, but in this case I get it. I mean, you want to protect it. Okay. Nice. Okay, here we go. Says here. Quite a few different languages. I mean, yeah, this brand is a global brand, it looks like. And that's what Hatching Time is selling here. Now, I want to make sure. Oh, there's some stuff inside. Okay. I mean, that's the bottom. Yeah. Let's put it in the correct. Nice, 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 nice. Okay. Whoop. A little bit like a refrigerator, right? I mean, yeah. It's designed to keep the humidity and the temperature in there, so it makes sense design-wise that you have it a little bit like a refrigerator. Nice. I'm gonna check real quick on your camera angle there. You see me well. I mean, you don't really care about me, I know. Let's talk more about the equipment we have at hand here. So, that's the controller up there. We're gonna fire that up later. The door, front door. Okay. A little bit more protective material. I always like to reuse this stuff if I ship something out. I mean, all costs money, and give it a second life one more time, right? Why not? I mean, not for eggs or anything, but if I ship other stuff, why not? Okay. So where am I gonna put it? I was thinking, I have here the sump pump. Yeah, I don't really want to have it too close to the water in case something happens, but maybe I prep it up a little. As you can see here with my boxes in the back, maybe I make a bit space. Prep it up there, then I can evenly work on it rather than bending down, you know, work smarter, not harder. I mean, working hard is important too, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so here we have some protective tape. Let's see, let's start on the bottom. Okay. There's this tray. I think this tray is extra for the bottom to add kind of a base level of water, if I remember Yagi's there right. What else? They put in here quite a lot of stuff, which is not always at the same time in there anyway. Let's have a look. Okay, that's those rails. And they come as a standard with the chicken, right? So let's see. Careful not to drop it, not to damage the motor. There's plenty of those hatching baskets there. Another rail. Let me set that here to the side. Just curious about the basket. So I have used until now those styrofoam type. And I bought plenty of them for my rentahatch.com program here locally in the Bridgewater location. So families can enjoy the lovely things we do. Okay, so this goes around here. What we do here on a bigger scale, right? That's what the hatching program is about. But let's talk about this hatching basket. So this kind of thing snaps in here somehow. So this is where your eggs go towards the end of the incubation. Day 15 is lockdown, and this is the day I will be setting the eggs into the hatching basket here. And for the last 3 days they will lay there on their side, so the chicks can position themselves for the hatch. When this is proper snapped in, once the chick hatch, they are nicely secure in here. I like it really a lot because so far, you know, I had them all at once, and I didn't really set separate incubators for the separate color types of the quail, right? I didn't separate the celadon from the jumbo. I did that always later. Now I can keep that fully separated with these baskets. I like that. So celadon go in here, Italian somewhere else, brown in another one. I'm mainly gonna do the brown here in my location because I do a lot of office work for the Undike network and for my company, so I don't have as much time for the quail as I wish I would have, because I do so much marketing and all this business stuff. And that's one of the reasons why I got myself now a more professional type of incubator, because I don't have the time to babysit 6 little incubators. And yeah, so that's why I do this. Okay, so we have another hatching basket here, another rail. I'm just curious. I grabbed one of the jumbo eggs here, and I heard somebody saying, yeah, you can actually have them just without the rail in here. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't spin it too much right now before the incubation. But yeah, they do fit in here, but let's see how that looks like. Yeah, I mean, that is nicer. And I'm gonna do the ultimate test eventually. So line them up in there and line up them there. How many eggs can I fit from the jumbo size? We get to that. Maybe that's a separate video. I will see how long the video gets. Don't want to bore you forever either. Okay, so that's cool. That works. Okay, let's keep looking what we got in here. Get these guys here to the side. What else? Okay, the same thing over and over, of course. There's more packaging material. Let's see. Okay, nice. Another one. And here they kind of tape stuff together. Keep it in place. Okay, because there is some other stuff. That's where it gets interesting. Let's try to remove that all at once. Okay. Now, so that sigma set goes on the bottom. I bought distilled water. Jagis told me that thingy dingy, what's the name? Which does the vaporization of the water to create the humidity in there. It has a longer lifetime if we use distilled water for that. And where I live here in Bridgewater, I talked about that before on my channel. We do have really hard water, so I actually do have a filter system as well, just for fresh water as a separate kind of tap in the kitchen. And I'm thinking about a whole house eventually, but they're really expensive. I don't know. But yeah, so and we had issues with water boiling notices, low water pressure, water main breaks, all these lovely things. There was also some kind of factory in the area which produces perfumes and other stuff, and things was leaking into the groundwater, and that in the end we got flavored water basically. Some people like flavored water if it's intentionally, right? But not anyway. Long story short, distilled water is a good idea because you don't want to introduce any extra funky stuff from your water tap into your incubator, right? So, and the equipment will definitely thank you as well. It will run longer. No minerals in distilled water which can clog up stuff. Anyway, now let's get this stuff unwrapped here. Four other hatching baskets. Hatching basket. Believe it or not, English is actually so much simpler for me to speak than German. I preferred it in school over German. I still have my issues with it sometimes. Okay, more stuff. So, yeah. Why not? Here we go. Now, beautiful. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so that's that water reservoir. I made a note up here, 180, which can be easily removed with the tape. So, I mean, that means there's different sizes, right, for the water reservoir depending on how big the incubator is, which makes sense. Okay. That's a little bit painful now to remove that all, but hey, needs to be safe. Now. Stuff I like. So there's a smaller reservoir and the bigger reservoir with a smaller lid. The tubing, which comes then from the big one to the small one, with our automated water stop. Cool stuff. That little holy. I can see that already here on this side. Let me put that somewhere safely that I don't drop it. That's the big one, tubing, small one. Okay, more baskets. That's pretty cool. Can you see in there right? Let me tilt it a little bit for you guys to the camera angle. Nice. Okay, so that little hole here leads out right in front of this vent, which is here on the back. I can show you that differently as well. The reason I make these videos is, number one, I look at a lot of those videos and there's some cool ones out there. Before I buy anything, I want to get a real good look at stuff, and that's the reason why I make it as well. And not only can we have a partnership with Hatching Time, and I like to promote great products. Okay. Let's see. So that attaches then here. I'm not doing that yet because sure something else goes in there, which is the other little device. It's an unboxing video, not an assembly video, right? Okay, let's see what we got here. So the cool thing about them is they have two doors. And in the video I made in the training with the Yagis, we only saw it from one side, so you're gonna see now the other side, right? So that's that little funnel here where the water is being vaporized, and it leads right in front of that ventilator here. And there's also a heating coil in there, quite stable, quite big one, I have to say. Very different from what I built in my self-made shift thing I tried once. Well, it was cool, the project, but anyway, long story. So that's pretty smart. There's a temperature sensor on top here, on the inside. Yagis told me put a second one in there, so I have some extra GUIs, which I'm gonna really have to check and calibrate one again just in case, and pop it in there in the middle section, not on the bottom or top, because that reading can be different. I do it in the middle section somehow with the X. So all is good. I mean, the first thing when I get anything shipped to my place is I do an optical inspection and it looks good, and then I usually do a functional test. So anyway, I have to see how long is that cable, where can I set it. Since we have sometimes power outages here in the area as well, and I gotta set a lot of eggs in there, I wanna have it run off a backup battery I have here. So that battery is fed from the grid, and it's already attached to some of my internet equipment. And let's see, right now it draws here 65 watts. That's all my internet equipment. Now let's see when we plug that in here how much power that incubator draws here. Once I turn it on, you've seen the back enough. Let's put it to the side. I can close that. I don't even need to wipe that down. I'm gonna set my egg straight away. Now, here's an on switch. You know, not just plug it in. Oh, it's not working, I have to send it back. Check out the manual and find all the switches. So, on switch is on. Okay. Now, power to power, power to the power. Power is the German word for farmer, by the way. Now, I see. That is a European one. That one too. Interesting. That one can be removed. And as you can see, I have not read the manual yet. Anyway, let's figure that one out. It says here Humisonic. It says here Humisonic. Just want to see what is the total power consumption. Obviously the Humisonic is not attached yet, but that's just plugged in like that. Interesting. And the turner. Cool. Now that's, I mean, self-explanatory. Makes a good amount of sound. Let me close it. Much better already, right? So yeah, I didn't think about you guys there. You might want to listen or not what I say. Okay, so that's interesting. How does this work? This way, that way? Yeah, the US one always has a bigger and a smaller. That's so funny. Read the manual, Christian. I mean, it should be just plugged in. Maybe that's why this thing came with it. That extends it. Okay. It's plugged in, red light is on. That means I can't take that little converter on vacation. Good that I have some other ones. And then I plug in the that cable, which leads down to the cables here. There's no turners yet plugged in, so I want to just know. That would be basically the setup with this device here as well. I don't know if it's safe to plug it in without being in water or anything, so I don't do that now. Let's have just a power reading now. It says here output of a total of 261. If we remember right, 65 was my internet. So that whole thing is about running right now on around 180 watts. 180 watt hours per hour. I pay 17 cents for a kilowatt here. So that thing it would have to run for about 5 hours to come up to 1 kilowatt. We have 24 hours in a day. I don't know, it gets complicated to calculate that. Yeah, less than $1 I would say. I'm gonna put the exact information on the screen somewhere. So that's good, not a big power consumption compared to what I used to have with the small ones. Sounds nice. Motor is running, that's part of my testing, right? I mean, there's a warranty on this thing, so when I get something I test it out straight away, right? Yeah. The biggest noise comes from that little vent. But if I close it proper, it's actually about the same noise level than when my backup battery kicks up the vent there as well. So I think it's gonna fit nicely here. If I have a oops during cleaning, I have here the sump pump where water could go straight down there, which is handy as well. Again, there's not really draft here much. I like where this setup is gonna be. Yeah. These ones do not come on rolls. Again, I think I might prop it up here a little bit. Is there anything else to say in regards to the unboxing other than please don't hit your head? Lots of settings for and lots of documentation here for the machine. I'm gonna leave it on factory settings. I just got that thing. I'm not gonna mess with it, right? I have here a couple of 100 eggs. I'm gonna pop in, give it a run, and report back to you in about 20 days from now, when hopefully, if I do everything right, some chicks make some noise in there. I mean, there is of course some windows I can look at. I'm already like, oh, should I live stream the chicks in there? Put in like a camera. I mean, there is a light setting here somewhere, right? Nah, come on now. This is a production thing. If I want to do live stream my chicks, I use one of the small ones, I think. And anyway, just staring at eggs for 18 days. Not that exciting, I guess. So, I don't need that. Okay, so that's the unboxing for now. Let me know your thoughts about that specific model, or if you use it yourself, if you have any tips and tricks. Any tips and tricks would be useful, I guess. I think I got the dummy crash course from Yagis there. I think I'll be fine. But yeah, subscribe to the channel in case you want to see more information on this stuff, what I'm doing here on my little homestead, or what we do in Channel at the Undiken Network. Thanks for watching, and I wish you a great rest of your day.